This is 4th of July. We are celebrating the 231st anniversary of birth of our great nation, United States of America. Most of the people are having good time, especially the young one, and they should be enjoying every day because there is plenty of time for them to worry about other things. Hopefully, they will live a long life. Most of the adults never bother to understand the meaning of this holiday. They celebrate it because everyone else did, like anything else. But now, especially in this century, when things are not certain for most of the people globally, there is not a single place where common man feels secure except for a few people, most of them having a trouble keeping head above the water. Very few jobs are secure, if there are any. The gap between rich and poor is getting larger and larger. In fact, there are lot many poor people now than the Great Depression of United States in the last century. Here we have Matthew Holt from Westboro, Massachusetts, and he probably will have something to say.
Administration and administrations that have been there since Reagan, trickle down economics is based on the assumption that if you put money into business, it's going to get down to people. But we've seen recently what happens is that when money goes into the company, the executive outsources the jobs overseas, gets a huge bonus, maybe closes down plants here in this country, so that guy is doing well, but nobody else in the company is doing well, and he's judged upon favorably. He might even get $100 million bonus for doing that. And then you got the Republicans importing 400,000 is what they want to import immigrants per year as guest workers. Now what's that going to do to people that don't make enough money and they work full time to have an apartment? You tell someone that works for Walgreens that minimum wage is enough to live on. It's not true. You make minimum wage around here, that's $7.50 an hour. That's $15,000 a year. If you live in Somerville or Cambridge, you realize that your rent is going to be at least $1,000 a month, which automatically means you can't live there, even if you do work there. So there are people that are living that don't have a place that are working that don't have a place to live. And there's nothing happening to charge that. Instead of having a minimum wage, they need to have a living wage. They need to calculate how much is the average apartment cost in this area, how much is the cost of food. Okay, based on all of that, how much do I need to pay this person an hour? You can't just come out and say, well, I'm going to pay $5.15 because I can open 5,000 stores instead of 2,500 stores. This is the way it goes, and the politicians back people up. They back Sam Walton up because he creates a lot of jobs. Well, the jobs that he creates suck. They absolutely suck. Go and talk to somebody that works at Walmart sometime and find out how much they like their job. They can't afford to buy the things they sell. Privatization and outsourcing, the government has shirked its responsibility to people. They've said that we don't want government to be involved in the welfare of people, even though it's in the preamble to the Constitution that the government would provide for the general welfare of the people. They've said that it's better for us to spend our money going to companies who can then do that. Well, outsource, for example, health care. Who's going to suffer from that? We're not paying taxes for it, we're paying into it. In Massachusetts, starting in July, you have to pay for your own health insurance. My ex-wife makes $21,000 a year, or did last year. She's got a mother and a father who live with her, and she's got a daughter that she has to support. She's got a mortgage and a house. She did not qualify for mass health because she makes too much money. So she's got to pay $200 a month into health insurance. And I'm sorry, tax me for that and don't fight the war, is what I would have to say. $2 billion a week, that would more than pay for health insurance for everybody in the whole country.
Health of a nation is directly related to the degree of awareness and actions of its citizens. Here is a perfect citizen democracy demands. This gentleman from Marlboro, Mass., who has served our nation building all over the world as a Seabee in the US Navy, years of living as a civilian and doing many jobs with social significance, he has taken to the street, this time against internal threat to our freedom, civil liberties, and our Constitution. Here is a great member of human family and the true patriot, Mr. John D. Bairos. This is the crossing of Route 85 and Route 20, and there the gentleman is standing and communicating to the people. He has been doing this thing for the last year and a half. Unconditionally, in different weather, we come, and this is the way he has the. Olay, olay! I got the bourgeois blues! So tell me, sir, what are you doing?
Oh man, I got the bourgeois blues. Olay, olay! Olay! Olay, olay! Yeah! I got the bourgeois blues. This is how I fight the blues. This nourishes me because I got the blues and there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do except get out here and get nourished by my friends. We come together as community, you know? These people are beautiful. They're catching on. They're not gonna be pushed around anymore. They're gonna get in the way. They're gonna change things, I hope. I come out here and I didn't know how people would accept me. But now that I've been out here, I get a lot of smiles, a lot of thumbs up, a lot of waving and cheering, even clapping hands sometimes. In fact, a fire truck went by one day, and they put their microphone up the loudspeaker, and they all started clapping. That gives me energy, you know? It makes me come alive when I'm out here. I feel like I'm doing something. I don't feel like I'm a victim of the whole mess in Washington, you know? Out here, I'm somebody. It makes me feel good. We gotta do something. I got the bourgeois blues.